Erin Martin. I'm an assistant director here at the Martin Trust Center. We would love to get started. We would love to get started, and we would love for everyone that's our guests to grab a seat. There's a bunch of open seats up here. I see there's a big crowd back here. So if you guys want to make your way this way, there's a bunch of seats over here. That would be great. The presenters will be here, so it'll be easy to see them if we can do that. Thank you. So I'm going to introduce David Gamble. He is here from WilmerHale. He's going to do a little bit of a welcome. And we will get started. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Welcome to our New York office. Thanks for making the trek downtown. I'm Dave Gamble, and I'm the co-chair of our Emerging Tech and Venture Capital practice. We're really proud to be sponsors of Delta V and the MIT entrepreneurial community generally. WilmerHale has been involved in venture capital and representing emerging tech companies since the very beginning of the industry. We represent companies throughout the life cycle, from startup through financing, sale, IPO, and beyond. In the last decade, we've done over 3,000 venture financing transactions. So we can help companies, investors, and anyone else, entrepreneurs, throughout their entrepreneurial journey. Enough for the obligatory commercial. I'm going to turn it over to Bill, and we can get on with Demo Day.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you. You were there at the beginning when we got this started, and the support that David and all the other people here that I should be thanking is enormous, because we couldn't have gotten this started if you didn't believe at the beginning when we had nothing. So thank you very much. And I also want to thank you for Robert Mueller as well. Robert Mueller came out of WilmerHale, and we greatly appreciate that. Nothing political about that. That was just a thank you for our nation. So I only have like 2 minutes, and Erin's going to tackle me here if I take more than that, so I won't. And we have great speaker here tonight, Fred Wilson, and then we've got our students, and that's what you came for. But let me just say, I thank you all for coming out. What we're trying to do is connect Boston, MIT, with New York. The connection between them is incredibly important for our educational experience of our students. You might think Boston and New York are the same. They're not. Boston is New England. It's British background, and it's puritanical, and even some of that still exists to this day. And it's a safe space sometimes at MIT. Great talent, a lot of good things. You come to New York, it's New Amsterdam, it's the Dutch. You know, you've got traders, you've got lots of commerce, you've got prostitution, but the clock speed is much, much different here. I'm from New York, by the way, so I'm not hating New York at all, I love it. But what I'm saying is that our students having the ability to go back and forth, they get not just a duplicative, not 2x better experience in educational, they get to the power of 2. It's an order of magnitude better experience for our students. They get to come down here and test their ideas with 10x more customers going very, very rapidly. And they go back to Boston, they kind of get things together, test it with customers up there. So today you're going to see those students, what their results are, and this is not an academic exercise. They are building real companies, but most of all, they're becoming real entrepreneurs. And to do that, we have to push them out. Most of these students are graduating, and we're looking to push them out into the community, so any help that people in this room can offer them would be greatly appreciated. So please see them afterwards. So with that, it's my great honor to introduce the person who is going to say a few words here, has been the kind of a catalyst for entrepreneurship in New York City. It's Fred Wilson, and there are VCs and then there are VCs. Fred Wilson's a managing partner at Union Square Ventures. You don't call it Union Square anymore, you just call it USV? Okay, you've become a 3-letter acronym. What was known as, the artist formerly known as Union Square Ventures, now known as USV. And that is not any ordinary fund. They have $1 billion now, but more importantly, the performance has been extraordinary. Since 2011, they've had a unicorn every year. And I don't think anybody else can claim that at this size. And not only that, he gives back enormously. He's very open in his blog. For those of you, how many of you read his blog, AVC? So I don't need to say much more about it. His blog is kind of must-read for people in the entrepreneurial community. He got his background as a mechanical engineer at MIT, and then he went to Wharton School of Management with, were you there when Donald Trump was there, Fred? I don't know. But it's our honor and pleasure to have him here. He's been just being here tonight, and it gives credibility. It's a real honor not just to have you, but for our students to be able to meet you and bounce ideas off. It's been just terrific. So Fred Wilson.
I have a little story to tell, but before I do that, I'm gonna see if I can convince you of something that's a big pet peeve for me. I cannot stand this word, which I will not utter because I can't stand it. And the reason I can't stand it is it suggests that creating a really highly valuable tech company is something that's weird or like doesn't exist. It's not like a weird thing. It's like something that all of you aspire to do, and I don't know why we call it that. I call them high impact companies or, great investments. But anyway, I don't use that word. So the story I want to tell is a personal story about New York and Boston. So I grew up in the Army. My dad was a career Army officer, moved a lot, went to MIT. And when I got out of MIT in 1983, my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, wanted to move to New York. And so I said, okay, fine, I'll move to New York. And at the time, a lot of my friends who were graduating from MIT were working in startups in the PC software industry. And there was a lot of that going on in Cambridge. And so I sort of naively thought, well, I'll move to New York and I'll work for a cool startup in New York. And I got down here, and there was literally none of that here. And so I was like, wow, what am I going to do? And I kind of was sort of had my heart set on working in startups. And I realized that what did exist here in New York was Wall Street and the finance industry. And so I was like, well, maybe there's some connection between that and startups. And I did some reading, and all of a sudden I found that there was this thing called venture capital. And it turned out that the venture capital industry had a lot of presence here because a lot of the wealthy families and even some of the investment banks had venture capital organizations. So I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to become a venture capitalist, and then I can live in New York, because otherwise I'd have to move, and then my relationship would break up, and then I can invest in startups, and that's almost as cool as working in a startup. And so that's how I became a venture capitalist, and that is a true story. So sometimes you get to a place, and it's been a great career for me. It turns out that I'm pretty good at it, and I've done well with it. But it wasn't something that really happened with a particular amount of planning, or it wasn't a goal. I just kind of landed on it, and it turned out to be the right answer. So what I'd like to talk a little bit about while I have your attention is financing your companies. Obviously, that's what I do. But the thing that I really want to talk about is what you really want is not money. What you really want is a highly aligned investor. And so a lot of people, when they're just getting going, they just I need $1 million, or I need $2 million, or I need $5 million, because that's how much money it's going to take to hire the team I need to hire and build the product I want to build and get it to market and build a company. So obviously, getting money is important. And so a lot of entrepreneurs and founders are mostly focused on the money, and to some extent also at what price the money's going to come, the valuation, the dilution. Those are all, frankly, important, but not, in my opinion, as important as the match between you and your company and the investor, and how aligned you are with them, not just in your vision and the kind of business you want to create, but how you want to go about doing it, and all of that. And what I have found in my career, when I work with companies where me and to some extent my partners and the founder and to some extent the team around them are all in lockstep in terms of how the company should get built, how the product should work, how it's going to be taken to market, what the business model is. Those are our biggest successes. And where we have our problems a lot of times are where we're not really in sync with the company. And I think we don't help each other as much because, you know, we're kind of like, I wouldn't say fighting, but we're not necessarily kind of like in lockstep. And founders often complain about venture capitalists and, you know, how bad they are. And I think that a lot of that is frankly true. But I think it's also the case that they didn't pick very well. That they ended up picking investors who weren't a particularly good choice for them, and they picked the investor who gave them the highest price, or they picked the investor who was the first one to show up with a check or whatever, and they weren't as picky as they needed to be. And particularly in this day and age, there is a lot of capital out there. I know everybody who's a founder is like, well, how come I can't get the money? But the truth of the matter is there is a lot of sources of capital out there. Everything from angel networks to strategic investors to venture capitalists, and now with crypto, there's all that going on too. So there's a lot of places you can go for the money. And so you need to be strategic about it. You need to think about what you are going to need from an investor, and make sure that you just don't take the easy deal, the one that's just there for you. Make sure to get, you know, what you deserve, which is more than money. It's alignment, it's shared vision, and a long-term commitment to your company. And that takes a little bit more work, but I'm telling you the payoff is going to be tenfold. And, you know, I'll give you an example of that. We walked around the room before things got going, and we talked to maybe, I don't know, a half a dozen or more entrepreneurs, and every single entrepreneur that I talked to was working on something interesting. And I could see why each and every one of those companies deserved financing, and frankly, I think we'll get financing, but I probably wasn't the right investor for most of those companies, for lots of different reasons, because I don't have an expertise in the domain they're working in, or because I don't particularly have a passion for what they're doing, or our firm doesn't invest in those kinds of things. There's all sorts of reasons why I might not be the right investor for those companies. And when people reach out to me or pitch me or whatever, and I'm not the right investor for their companies, I like to tell them, like, you have a great idea. You're going to make a great company, and there's lots of people who are going to want to invest in your company. I don't happen to be one of them, but don't let that bum you out, because, you know, there's just not a good fit here. And they still sort of take that as a rejection, and I feel bad about it. But, you know, I like to really limit what I invest in to the projects that I know I can be super helpful on, and I'm going to wake up every day super excited to work with the entrepreneur on that. And that's, you know, it's not every company out there. And so, but I do think there's an investor or a group of investors for every single company that's going to present tonight, and the trick is finding it. And so, you know, a couple of tricks, I think, to how you find that. There's a reason, by the way, that I write a blog. Well, there's a lot of reasons why I write a blog, but one of the reasons I write a blog is that I like to sort of telegraph to the world what I'm interested in. And so what that does is it attracts entrepreneurs who are working on projects that I'm inclined to be interested in, and it also, you know, to some extent, you know, makes it less likely that people are going to approach me on things that I'm not interested in. Not that many venture capitalists write as much as I do, so that's probably not the best way to find people who are likely interested in what you are. But what you can do is you can take a look at people's portfolios, which are really now out there on the internet. You can really do a lot of research on investors, and you can start to look at, oh, look, they've got a lot of investments in the domain I'm working in. They seem to be particularly interested in companies that are doing these sorts of things. That's kind of what I'm doing. I should go talk to these people. So it is real work, but I think in a way, if you had to spend 40 hours, I think you'd be better off spending 40 hours figuring out who the 10 best investors are for your company and then going and pitching them than spending 40 hours pitching 40 investors just kind of like that you randomly met through a friend or something like that. So, really do the work up front, kind of figure out who the right investors are for you, and then and learn a bunch about them so that when you go and meet them, you can talk about some of the other things they're working on. Investors like to do that, and then you'll find, I think, your match, and you'll be off to the races. So that is my message to all of you tonight, and hopefully you'll do some of that. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Fred, and Bill, and David, again, for hosting us. David hosts us all the time, and we really couldn't do a lot of what we do in New York without him. My name is Carly Chase, and I'm the managing director of the MIT New York City Startup Studio. Thank you. This is our second summer in New York, but our first under the guise of the Delta V brand. And as Bill mentioned earlier, when we started this program, when we decided to start taking students to New York under Delta V and other initiatives, our goal was really to see, could we enhance the educational experience for these students by bringing them to this incredibly dynamic, amazing ecosystem that is just a plane, a train, or a drive away. And we wanted to see, could they meet more customers? Could they find more partners? Could they learn from more industry experts? And ultimately learn from unbelievable mentors and advisors, just like many of you in the room today. And we've been really successful at that, and I really want to take a moment to thank everybody in this room who has given their time and their energy on a volunteer basis to be mock board members, to be mentors, to come and speak to our students, and really for spending time with all of the amazing people that you'll get to hear from very shortly, both in New York and Cambridge. We really were able to sort of connect the ecosystems really successfully, meaning that the students in Cambridge got to come to New York and vice versa, and we saw a lot of that happen this summer. So super thrilling, and couldn't be more excited for all of these guys that you're just about to see. And I just want to say to you guys, it's been such an honor to work with so many of you this summer, and I cannot wait to see where you guys as entrepreneurs and essentially, in addition, where your businesses go. So congratulations to all of you. So now just a quick note about how we're going to run the program today. You're going to get to hear from all of these fabulous entrepreneurs lined up. You have program books that you all received. The program books are in alphabetical order, not the order that they're presenting in. So what will happen is before they each individually come up, there will be a 30-second video that describes their company, names their company, so you can quickly find it in your book so you can follow along. They'll be pitching for a minute, and we will just roll on through, and then you'll get an opportunity. Everybody, all the presenters, in addition to their teams, are wearing red lanyards. So after the presentations, if you want to find them, they'll be easily identifiable. So first up, we have Florian from Dentist AI.
As a dentist, I've seen how good oral health can carry into your general health. Because we play such a critical role in our patients' lives, we need to stay up to date with the latest technology. But when it comes to x-rays, we are still relying on nothing but our eyes, even though the x-ray is the crux of a dental examination. Therefore, we started using a new software called Dentist AI. It uses machine learning to analyze x-rays, helping dentists to be more accurate and effective. With Dentist AI, I can be certain my patients are getting the best treatment possible. To find out more, visit dentistai.io.
Every one of us goes to a dentist. And the major diagnostic tool of each dentist is the x-ray. But there's a problem with this. Our research finds that dentists miss up to 50% of dental diseases in medical imaging. This causes for us significant health risks, and for the dentist, a loss of revenue because they cannot treat missed pathologies. Dentist AI helps with both issues. Our machine learning algorithms automatically analyze the image and find the most important pathologies, such as cavities and periodontitis. In fact, we found in the pilot that our algorithms can detect more than 25% additional pathologies the dentist did not find. Furthermore, thanks. Furthermore, due to the additional detection and additional treatment, the dentist makes more than $4,000 in additional revenue each month. And we capture a fraction from this through our subscription model. We gathered an amazing team of former entrepreneurs, MIT AI experts, and a maxillofacial surgeon who knows how to run clinical trials. So please come see me and join us to digitalize dentistry.
We're all busy people, and personal relationships tend to take a backseat. But it's the little things that count to keep the people you care about close. Hippo helps you manage the relationships you care about and take action on the intentions you have. It sends you reminders and recommendations tailored to your relationships. Hippo, it's the invisible friend to help you be the friend you want to be.
Technology has enabled us to be more connected than ever before, but we're also feeling more apart. Cigna Health put loneliness at epidemic levels this year. People are overextended and letting little things slip with friends and family. But it's the little things that make us feel most connected. So we built Hippo, a personal social assistant. It offers reminders timed to fit your lifestyle and recommendations tailored to your relationships. So if you're friends with me, it might suggest that you text me a good luck before this pitch with a goofy 80s song and remind you while you're brushing your teeth in the morning versus in the rush of a meeting. It's timed to fit your lifestyle. And whew, a minute, my goodness. It's SMS text-based, it's AI augmented, and it's designed to help you take action on your intentions. Our first group of users care a lot about being intentional and fellowship, and that's the Christian community. We're seeing 80% retention, 3 engagements a week, and 50% increase in that usage. We're Hippo. All you really, look, you know what? Talk to me afterwards. There we go. Thank you, guys.
Construction is challenging, complex, and often chaotic. To do my job, I have to aggregate various sources of site information, which can take too much time and quite often be inaccurate. This can lead to massive inefficiencies and delays. But it doesn't have to be this way. When Airworks came to me with their site analytics software, I was interested right away. Airworks helps me survey sites 10 times faster. With this technology, you can make more accurate cost estimates and assess risk earlier. It's time for 21st century construction, and Airworks is making that happen.
Good afternoon. I'm David, CEO of Airworks. Civil engineers like Mike need updated engineering drawings for every construction site, for permitting, but also to understand the schedules and costs of every project. Today's process to get that data, however, is very inefficient. Land surveyors are applying technology that we've been using since over 100 years ago and are unable to deliver any results in up to 2 months of the project. At Airworks, we are building a machine learning software based on aerial mapping technology that analyzes a site in only 30 minutes. On our real estate development platform, our clients can buy updated engineering drawings as easy and transparent as ordering an Uber ride. Now, we have proven the benefits of this with our clients and already signed contracts of almost $100,000. We have a great team, we have an amazing customer pipeline, and we're fundraising this fall. If you're interested in construction technology or just improving efficiencies in an outdated industry, come see us after the show. Thank you.
When my niece was born with a rare genetic disease, my family had to find medical data to help doctors diagnose and treat her. Unfortunately, many doctors and researchers can't easily access the valuable data held by hospitals, universities, and companies. Our technology from MIT is replacing slow data streaming with faster, decentralized machine learning, revolutionizing data science for healthcare. Join us in unlocking the life-saving knowledge hidden inside our data.
Hello, my name is Ryan Davis. I am the CEO of Secure AI Labs. Over $300 billion is lost every year in the US healthcare system because doctors can't get the information they need to help their patients. Patients like my niece, Maggie. Maggie has a rare disease. Rare meaning little or no data access, and disease meaning no answer. That's why I joined this MIT team of healthcare hackers and world-renowned advisors. We are using our patent to solve this problem that consists of 3 technologies: secure computation, machine learning, and distributed ledger. 3 big buzzwords on their own, but together they're solving real problems in healthcare. Problems such as patient data privacy, data ownership, as well as data regulations like GDPR and HIPAA. Together, we are automating the process for creating an open data market in healthcare. We are piloting this in world-renowned hospitals in Boston. Pharma's knocking down the door to get access to this data market. Join us. Help us build our team, build our network, build our capital, help my niece Maggie get the answers that she needs, because we are SAIL, Secure AI Labs, and we are delivering answers to healthcare. Thank you.
Like, I don't want to have to think about that during the day.
If I don't take it at the right time, you know, I get stressed out and like things go out of whack in my body, so.
It really weighs on my mind, and that's something that really bothers me about the pill.
So here's the device and the app.
Ooh, the app's so pretty.
Oh, nice.
Finally.
I like how simple it is.
This would be great to fit into the bag that I carry.
I can even make a customized notification.
Take that Chinese food. I'm the type of person that like presses snooze on their alarm. The constant reminders is like perfect for me.
I'm actually might look forward to take my birth control.
Avia keeps track of her pills for her so she can take her pill on time, every time.
Of the women on the birth control pill, in the US alone, 1 million have unintended pregnancies each year. How? The pill has to be taken every day at the same time for it to be effective, but most women do not, increasing their risk of pregnancy from 0.1% to 9%. At Avia, we have the solution to this. Our team of engineers, MBAs, and designers developed patent-pending sensor technology that recognizes count and position of pills in its normal blister pack. The user simply stores her usual pill pack in the device, and it automatically knows if she's taken it by her daily set time and sends reminders to her until she actually takes it. And then the app automatically records the time that it was taken as well. We know that Avia is the solution that women want and need because 98% of women we've worked with said they would recommend it to their friends and family. And we sold out during our initial prototype sales. Version 6 of Avia is now available online, and we encourage you guys to join us in empowering women to take the pill on time, every time. Thank you.
Have you read their policy? It covers nothing.
Insurance is too expensive.
Way too expensive.
And the second you get into a mini accident, they raise your rate.
That makes me so mad.
It doesn't cover anything.
Doesn't cover what I need.
Good evening, everyone. It's hard to find many people that like insurance. It's expensive, the customer experience is often appalling, and it's so complicated. You have separate policies from different providers, never really covering what you need and with plenty of gaps. But instead of insuring your individual assets, why can't you just get bill insurance or Carly insurance or Fred insurance? And that's what we're building at Waffle. Waffle protects everyone and everything you love through one fully customizable policy. From your car, your home, your health, your life, to your electrical goods, your travel, and your pets. You're no longer constrained by the traditional insurance products. Now, Waffle is all based upon a risk model we built and developed at MIT. The risk model determines an individual's holistic risk profile and has been shown to more accurately predict the likelihood of you or I claiming. Myself, Quentin, and Michael, the 3 co-founders, all met at MIT, and we're now part of the Barclays TechStar program down here in New York, and we're raising our angel round later this year. We'd love to speak to anyone that wants to change the game in insurance. Thanks so much.
We all have passions. They enrich our intellect and captivate our imagination, filling us with thoughts we feel compelled to share. But here we are, always on a solitary journey, passing each other by every day. It shouldn't be like this. Introducing Akora, where inquisitive minds connect in virtual seminars, dynamic discussions, expert instructors, and deep dives into your interests. Akora, connecting inquisitive minds.
Good morning, guys. So my name is Burhan, and I'm CEO of Akora. And so, yes, Akora. And so it's great to be here with you guys. I grew up in Staten Island, so it's great to be home. And so I'm here to talk about Akora today. So we all know that education is social, that we learn so much from each other. But today we live in the era of massive open online courses, where people are putting content on the internet and millions of people get to see it for free. And so it's really successful. 81 million people have enrolled in these courses. But 95% of people drop out before they even get halfway through. And that's because they're made like really good movies. But how many times would you go to the movies alone week after week for months? So that's why at Akora, we're kind of switching things up. Our classes are not massive. They're limited to 12 people. So you have quality over quantity. They're not open. There's an application. And this is actually really key because we match you with people that you'll really love to be with. And they're online, but they're not asynchronous. They're live. So you get real people in real time. And to give you a sense of our traction, we finished a pilot on the philosophy of fake news, one of our classes, and everyone loved it. A month after the class ended, which is just about today, people are still in contact with these random people that they met in the class. We just have 25 teachers signed up and ready to go to teach classes, and we just signed a partnership with Engine, a co-working space in Boston, to bring these classes to their 150 employees. So that's all I wanted to say. We're Akora, we're connecting inquisitive minds, connect with us, and it's great to be here. Thank you, guys.
Adulting doesn't have to be stressful. Buddy, your digital trainer for mental wellness.
You don't wait until you have a heart attack to start going to the gym, right? So why wait until a crisis to start caring about your mental wellness? Buddy is a mobile app that passively monitors indirect indicators of your emotional state, like GPS, phone movement, and app usage. It periodically checks in to see how you're feeling and uses that to build personalized models that learn what changes your emotional state and intervene in real time. But why should you believe we can do this in the first place? Well, this summer, we ran an exploratory study where we successfully predicted the day-to-day emotional fluctuations of our study subjects just using data collected from their smartphones. Not just that, we also released the first version of our beta to a select set of users, and we have over 250 people on our waitlist excited to get their hands on future versions. Our team is united in our passion for mental health, but diverse in our expertise, from product and business development to artificial intelligence, computational neuroscience, and clinical psychiatry. If you're also passionate about changing the way we think about mental wellness, as an investor, advisor, or team member, come talk to us after this. Bright blue shirts with the panda on them, we're Buddy. Thank you.
The internet is a magical place. It's connected the world and brought us closer together. We found old friends, made new ones, and conjured up entire universes to explore together. There are so many amazing people on the internet, and then there's not so amazing ones. Have the trolls won? Is racism and harassment the new norm? At Rune, we carve out spaces where we can share fun experiences together without worrying about being harassed. Join us at rune.ai.
125 million people play the game Fortnite. That's 20 million more than the number of people who play the Super Bowl. And many of these people play this game on their phones. It's really interesting. It's a very social experience as well. They team up in groups of 4, talk over voice chat as they play, and the social core is so important that all the purchases they make in the app surround social status. They buy these voice skins, they buy these skins, these costumes, for $2 million every day on iOS for Fortnite alone. It's crazy. So people love these games, and they love the social aspect of these games. But there's a huge problem. It's really hard to find nice people to play with. People struggle to find someone nice that they get along with, who's not sexist, racist, or homophobic. And when someone encounters a toxic experience, they're 4 times as likely to quit the game forever. At Rune, we're using AI-powered matchmaking to make gaming amazing by default. We'll find you your perfect squad every time you play. We'll connect you over voice chat. We'll let you play together. And then once you're done, you'll give us feedback, and we'll use that to continuously improve matches and build a better gaming community. We envision hundreds of millions of people finding a home in Rune as mobile gaming takes off. And we hope they hang out on Rune, they make friends on Rune, and they share amazing experience together on Rune. If you want to know more about our unconventional ways of making money or the cool AI that we've built out, please talk to us after the show. Thanks.
At Centaur Labs, we believe the future of medicine isn't about doctors versus AI. It's about doctors with AI. So we built an app where you can help train the next generation of AI algorithms and yourself at the same time. Whether you're a med student practicing for the boards, a doctor trying to hone your skills, or anyone who wants to contribute to the next breakthrough in medicine, the Diagnosis app lets you learn and compete for prizes while improving the future of healthcare. To start playing, download the Diagnosis app today.
So we've all heard big promises about the future of AI in healthcare. But if you go to the doctor today, your scans are going to be read the old-fashioned way by a radiologist sitting in a dark room. There's a bottleneck preventing this technology from breaking through, and that's that AI learns by looking at examples, hundreds of thousands or even millions of examples. And there isn't yet a scalable and reliable way to label medical image data sets to train artificial intelligence algorithms. Until now. We developed the Diagnosis app, where users review cases and compete to analyze them most accurately. Our users get better the more they use the app, and our diagnostics engine gets more accurate the more we learn about their skills and expertise. Since launching just over a month ago, our users have already analyzed over 300,000 cases. And my dissertation research at MIT has shown that by combining the opinions of multiple users, we can analyze a wide range of images more accurately than any individual doctor. Today, we're validating this system with researchers at some of the world's leading institutions. But that's not all. Despite the talk about how doctors will eventually lose their jobs to these tools, the future of medical diagnostics is in human AI teams. So what we're building isn't just a tool for AI researchers to label images, it's a universal image analysis engine powered by collective intelligence. Today we're helping these AI researchers, but soon anyone in the world, whether you're a doctor that wants to be double or triple checked, or a patient that just wants to sleep better at night, knowing that your radiologist wasn't just having a terrible day. You can submit an image to us, and we'll instantly assemble the right team of people to analyze it. I'm Eric, a PhD student at the MIT Center for Collective Intelligence. My co-founder, Zach, is a longtime friend from Brown University who quit his software job and moved up to Boston to round out the founding team. We're currently looking for team members and highly aligned investors to help us build a high-impact company. So if that could be you, please come find us later. Thank you.
We spend a lot of our time online, connecting with loved ones, managing our finances, and learning about the world. There are endless possibilities, and to access all the web has to offer, we constantly generate usernames, passwords, and personal data. The problem is, our identity is scattered across the internet. But what if we could unlock the power of our identity with a single digital ID that follows us everywhere? This is what we are building at Gattaca, your key to the digital world.
Good afternoon. Current authentication systems are very risky for both users and businesses, as we learned with massive data breaches like the Equifax case. Identity theft costs $45 billion annually. At Gattaca, we're solving this problem by creating one single digital ID to deliver fast and secure customer onboarding experiences across all digital services. Our vision is to build a foundational identity layer for the internet. Over the summer, we built a working prototype of an ID verification toolkit that helps fintech companies onboard new customers. Our next phase includes the development of a mobile ID wallet for consumers powered by blockchain technologies. We are advancing negotiations to deploy a pilot over the fall, and we have 3 more companies in our funnel. My name is Irene. If you're interested in helping us shape the future of the digital identity, please come talk to me. Thank you.
What's the Atola Skin Lab? It's a place where in 15 minutes you can learn more about your skin, what ingredients work and don't work, and leave with a personalized product based on your skin data. We use machine learning to make the optimal formulation for you and measure exactly how it's working. We adapt the formulation to fit your changing skin needs, and we track your skin health over time. Come visit the Atolla Skin Lab. Atolla, skin science simplified.
Hey, I'm Sid, one of the co-founders of Atolla. How many of you find that your skin changes when the weather changes? I know mine does. It usually happens in winter, and it happened most severely this past winter when I moved to Boston for grad school at MIT. My skin was devastated by the cold, dry weather there. It was dry, it was irritated, it was itchy. And my usual moisturizer didn't work, and so I spent hundreds of dollars trying to find a new moisturizer. And when I found one that seemed to work, I had no idea if it was going to work again in 6 months. Like me, millions of Americans also struggle with their skin. Americans spend $25 billion on skincare each year, and yet each American throws away, on average, about $250 of half-used products each year. This happens because people don't understand their skin and how or why it changes. That's where Atolla comes in. Atolla is a machine learning platform for smarter skincare. The way it works is we first assess your skin with a comprehensive skin diagnostic. Second, make a customized skincare product for you. And third, adapt that formulation based on how your skin is changing. We're the only skincare company building a long-term relationship with you. We make predictive skincare, so we understand how your skin's changing and adapt the product as your needs change. This past summer, we launched a successful pilot in Soho, and we're taking Atolla nationwide with our direct-to-consumer offering. If you're interested, come find us after the show. We're Atolla, and we're simplifying skin science.
For the past 2 years, our team has worked to create a low-cost ambulance to provide access to healthcare in rural areas. Both at MIT and in Tanzania, we have tested and designed our product. We've created a safe ambulance trailer that can attach to any existing motorcycle. With better transportation, we can connect vulnerable communities to life-saving medical treatment. We're the Okoa Project, saving lives one ride at a time.
Imagine that you're a pregnant woman trying to get to the hospital. This is the only way to get there, traveling on the back of a motorcycle for hours. And unfortunately, this is a reality for still many people around the world today. We're the Okoa Project, a nonprofit focused on increasing access to medical care in rural communities, and have developed a low-cost ambulance trailer that can attach to the back of any motorcycle. Our design is lightweight and safe while remaining half the cost of alternative options. This fall, we'll be launching a pilot, deploying 5 ambulances to serve a population of 5,000 people, in partnership with the Tanzanian NGO called the Olive Branch for Children. We are also in conversations with over 20 organizations across 10 countries. We are excited for the potential that we can have, and are building out a team in the US and Tanzania. We are looking for additional funding, as well as advisors with experiences and operations in developing countries. Join us. We're the Okoa Project, saving lives one ride at a time.
What if buying cryptocurrency was like buying cereal? Now, you want to buy the cheapest one available, but in this case, this cereal is unregulated. This cereal is illiquid, and this cereal is just broken. That's where we come in. At the Floating Point Group, we're making cryptocurrency easy and transparent. Come talk to us. Catch us at floating.group.
Hi everyone, my name is John, and I love finance. I've loved it since I was a little kid. I love buying and selling stocks. And so when crypto came out, I was really excited. And so you go and you try to buy $10,000. But when you buy $10,000 in crypto, you actually move the market, and you lose $1,000 just off the initial price. Now, I'm a scientist, and that pissed me off. So what we did is we got together and we built an order routing system the same way it works in traditional finance, the same way 75% of equity trades today are executed. We used millisecond level data feeds. We used granularity and statistical algorithms to improve this to $86. Now, we're a team of graduates from MIT with experience in prediction modeling, have written articles for top scientific journals, started companies that have raised millions of dollars, and been able to be at the forefront of Bitcoin for the past 5 years. We're really excited about the progress we've made so far. We've routed over $3 million through our system. We've been able to successfully sign 2 exchanges and sign our first paying customer, but we're just getting started. And we're really excited to be working with you here in New York City. So come join the team, come talk to us. We're excited to change the world with Floating Point Group, and we're excited to do it here in New York City. Thank you.
Meet Dr. Hudson, a cardiac surgeon. He performs up to 5 surgeries and sees over 20 patients every day. He only has a few minutes with each patient to cover important instructions. Dr. Hudson hopes his patients follow them when they go home. Oftentimes they don't, and as a result, their surgery may get canceled and rescheduled, or they're readmitted with complications during their recovery. It's frustrating for everyone. Dr. Hudson wants his patients to understand how to prepare and how to recover. They need support. He needs help. That's where we come in. We are day to day.
We all know someone who left the doctor's clinic confused, with nothing to guide them but just a set of papers. When these patients go home, they're not able to follow the care plan. Their surgeries end up being cancelled, or patients end up being readmitted. While this costs the healthcare billions of dollars every year, more importantly, it risks lives. But it need not be this way. It can be better. It can be fixed. At Day to Day, we work with hospitals to create step-by-step personalized care journey for patients to help them recover and prepare for their medical procedures. For patients, it's like having a care coach with them all the time. We are analyzing data, some of which was never even captured before, to not only predict outcomes, but also suggest changes in the care plan. And we are proud to announce that this fall, we're launching our product with 2 of the biggest hospitals in India, which will allow us to cover more than 4 million patients. We are currently raising our seed round. Join us if you think patient care can be better, because we are making it better day to day.
No money, no problem. Swapple, swapping made simple.
Hi, my name is Aina. I'm an economist by day, side hustler by night. Like 5 Americans out of 10, I need a side hustle to supplement my income. And it's for the little things like fixing your car or being able to fix your sink or just getting a sitter. And for some households, these little things make a huge difference. The difference is having to get a payday loan or not. As students at MIT, there are so many times where we didn't have money and we wish we could use our skills and our knowledge to actually get us what we wanted. Imagine a world where you didn't need money to get you what you wanted. At Swapple, we want that world. We want to allow you to grow your network in a different way. Think of us as the LinkedIn for your side hustle or the Tinder for community building. We at Swapple, we make swapping simple. We right now have launched in Boston and we have 115 users, and 40% of those users were able to make swaps in just 3 weeks. If you're interested in empowering individuals to be able to value the assets that they really care about, join us at swapple.app. Thank you.
The news used to be as simple as reading the morning paper front to back. And keeping up with the world was as easy as waiting for the next edition to arrive at your door. We've since gone from one paper to multiple, from publishing once a day to a never-ending 24-hour news cycle. For some stories, you're entering right where you left off. But for others, it's like opening up a new book at chapter 3. With hundreds of unique articles published every hour of every day, it's nearly impossible to keep up. At Accio, we put your news in context, so you can catch up no matter when you enter the story. To learn more, head to accio.com.
When Ginny first opened an article about Brexit, she felt instantly fatigued. Between her competing priorities, she simply got left behind in the news cycle. In an attempt to catch up, she found herself lost in tab hell and only marginally closer to understanding what's going on. That's why we built Accio, a browser plugin that lets her be smarter, faster. When reading an article in Google Chrome, Accio appears to the right of Ginny's screen like a bookmark sleeve, giving her an interactive, zoomable timeline of previous articles published on that subject. So now, she has all the context she needs to understand how Brexit unfolded.
We're using a freemium business model and starting by helping readers, just like Ginny, who still read news on their desktop. As our AI and product evolves, we seek to empower all 248 million online news readers in the United States to actually be well-informed. From recovering journalists to future of news engineers, our team was born to solve this problem. In fact, we're on a mission to transform reading the news from a survivalist exercise into a rich, motivating experience. If that's a mission that resonates with you, please come find us after. Thank you.
Made by builders. Made for builders. Protecting your bottom line. Protecting those on the line. TrackFlow. Construction financials done right.
Construction technology must be created by construction experts. People who've gained real project experience working on the most complex construction projects right here in New York. My team is just that, and we met while working at Turner Construction. We built an internal software solution to manage a problem called at-risk work. You could think of it as if your project stopped tomorrow, who would owe who money? Since then, we realized that there was no solution for the $900 billion trade and subcontractor market. Since then, so like true builders, we built one. And since then, we've processed over 6 million in change orders. We're on 130 plus projects, and we're still growing. But then we realized something, that we're at this intersection between real estate and finance, and the data that we're capturing has huge market implications. So if you want to learn more about our team, our business model, or understand what change orders are, come and talk to me. I'm the guy with the vest on. We are TrackFlow Construction Financials done right.
That is what travel is supposed to be like. But for members of the LGBTQ community, that is not the current experience. Instead, we experience anxiety about the unknown, wondering, am I going to be welcomed in this Airbnb or hotel? Are my girlfriend and I going to have to pretend like we're friends all weekend? That's why we created Levio, an inclusive community of travelers who trade homes knowing that you can bring your whole self no matter where you go. Now you might be thinking, well, this is just Airbnb for the LGBTQ community. But we're actually offering a whole new travel experience in 3 ways. 1, stop renting, start swapping. 2, no more per night costs. 3, make travel planning fun using our proposition approach. We have an incredible team tapping into the over $100 billion spending power of US LGBTQ-friendly millennials with expertise in B2C platforms, travel, LGBTQ media, and community building. Know that no matter where you go, you can bring your whole self with Levio.
This is a plant. We all know to water it and give it sun. You might even talk to it. But for growers, there's so much more happening under the surface. Plants communicate how they are responding to the environment, but we need a translator to understand precisely how they are growing and to track their vital signs. In order to achieve the highest quality, consistency, and yields, an entire range of invisible factors need to be seen. At Adaviv, we're building this translator to help growers monitor their plants in ways the eyes never could. Find out more at adaviv.com.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'm the CEO of Adaviv. We're a predictive analytics company for indoor agriculture. We're leveraging computer vision and AI to improve the profitability of growers. We're starting with the medicinal cannabis industry. It's a growing industry. It's booming. It's growing 20% per year, but it's still really an immature industry. Growers are struggling with to scale efficiently, and that's resulting
in the challenges and struggles for them to maintain consistent yields and deal with contamination and quality. We're solving those issues by providing plant-level insight, plant-level inspection, and notification. This fall, we're working and signed our first paid pilot project with one of the world's largest cannabis producers. We're working with them to provide them with disease detection, helping them to optimize the inputs of energy, and providing them early predictive insight into harvest timing and product quality. We're looking to grow our team, and we're looking for the right kind of investment. So if you're interested in the future of agriculture, please come talk to us. Thank you.
Let's say you just achieved one of life's many milestones. Maybe you got your master's, but you have student loan debt and spent thousands of dollars a month on rent. Or you got engaged, but you barely have enough money saved for emergencies, let alone a down payment. Or you could be moving to a new city for your job, but it could be the first of many moves in your career. Why get a mortgage now? You've done everything right, and you deserve to live the life you want while building wealth for your future. That's why we started Cord, progressive ownership that lets you live in your home on your terms.
At Cord, we're reinventing home ownership. Now, my parents were able to save and buy a home. They were able to build the wealth to lift themselves into the middle class and beyond. They lived the American dream. I and 26 million millennials just like me don't have that opportunity. We have, on average, of a $40,000 in student loan debt, and we pay more than $200,000 in rent before we even think about buying our first home. At the same time, institutional investors who own more than 90% of stocks, bonds, and commercial real estate own less than 2% of the $32 trillion residential real estate market. They have to act as landlords with all the operational headaches and costs that incurs, or invest in mortgage-backed securities, which encourages rampant speculation and doesn't offer access to appreciation in the real estate market. It's clear the standard model of home ownership doesn't work for the individual or the investor. Cord does, and that's because we've done something new. Unlike traditional mortgage lenders, we empower individuals to buy a home over time with equity instead of with debt. And we offer investors broad exposure to price movements in the economy and to a massive pool of untapped, low-risk buyers. We've already pre-qualified over 320 people who are ready to buy a home through our service, and we're in the middle of finalizing the financing on our first home. We have a strong team, and we want you to join us. Help us unlock the wealth that was available to our parents. Enable investors to realize a profit while being a partner with homeowners. Come reclaim the American dream. At Cord, we're reinventing home ownership because you should own your home on your terms. Thank you.
At Posh, we created a platform that enables developers to build powerful conversational AI. Posh's platform powers chatbots on any channel, for use cases like customer support augmentation, help desk services, appointment booking, and many more. We're working with enterprise customers across verticals, including financial services, healthcare, and beyond. Reach us on our website at posh.tech.
Hi everyone, I'm Karan, co-founder and CEO of Posh. At Posh, we believe that conversation is the future of digital interactions. But today's bots and bot platforms have a long way to go. They need to be more capable and better able to understand us. And so, at Posh, we decided to build our own conversational AI platform. Enabled by patent-pending technology, we're making conversational AI that's more human. We're currently focusing on credit unions, but already have customers in industries like financial services, healthcare, and utilities. Posh is 100% bootstrapped, and earlier this summer, we crossed $1 million in revenue. So, come chat with us. We're Posh, and we're working with businesses to help make conversational AI more human. Thank you.
What if, instead of empty storefronts and endless for lease signs, our cities were filled with art, color, and life? At Space Us, that's what we want to do. To bring people together in the hearts of our cities to celebrate creativity. And along the way, to build a community. Not just of artists and audiences, but of neighbors, neighborhoods, making their city a better, brighter place.
As more and more retailers abandon their high-rent storefronts, our cities have come to look like ghost towns. Even in a place as vibrant and dynamic as New York, vacancies have tripled in the past 2 years. My co-founder and I founded Space Us because we saw hope and opportunity in these storefronts to bring creativity and community back into the city. Space Us is a for-profit social venture that transforms vacant and underutilized buildings into shared artist workspace, exhibition space, a retail platform, and a place for communities to come together. Some people call us co-working for artists. We believe we're so much more. Since starting in February, we've hit the ground running. We're opening our third pop-up in Harvard Square on Saturday, and we're entirely sold out of memberships. With a fourth pop-up deal lined up and a cult following, as well as a pipeline of spaces in the works, we're looking for people who believe in our vision to join us as we make cities a more creative and more vibrant place. Thank you.
My father was diagnosed with colorectal cancer at age 40. He passed away 10 years ago. I started having colonoscopies every other year and thought I was safe, until I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer last year. As a young mother, I've been given 5 years to live. I don't want this to happen to anyone else. Doctors deserve the best tools to detect cancer. Iterative Scopes is developing artificial intelligence technology, empowering doctors to save patients like me.
Amy's not alone. Every year, 15 million Americans receive colonoscopies, the gold standard for detecting and treating colorectal cancer. But up to 25% of polyps are being missed during these procedures. For patients like Amy, this means the chance of survival drops from 90% with early detection to less than 10% for late-stage cancer. And the cost of treatment balloons from $300 for a simple resection to over $250,000 for stage 4 cancer. At Iterative Scopes, we're partnering with doctors from 10 hospitals across the United States to solve this problem. Our product, Scout, uses artificial intelligence to find these polyps. With Scout, we can save patients like Amy, and we can save the US healthcare system up to $3 billion per year. We will be piloting Scout at 5 Boston hospitals and are raising our Series A. Join us in our fight against cancer.
Well, thank you very much. All right. Well, that's the end of the student presentations. Can I ask you all a question? Did you see companies, some entrepreneurs you liked here? Yeah, we could not be any prouder of the students and what they've done. And I'll just remind you, it's not like they've been working on this for 10 years. Most of them have been working on it for less than a year. And next year we'll bring a new batch here. But I just want to say a few things, and then we'll break to let you meet the entrepreneurs. First of all, this is MIT. Our mission is to enhance the world's knowledge, but to bring it to bear on the world's greatest challenges, if you look at the MIT mission. Today you've seen students here, and we didn't tell them what to work on. We just want them to work on big problems. And they worked on real challenges. You're talking about financial inclusion. You're talking about mental health. You're talking about healthcare costs. These are really important problems, and we're very proud of MIT being able to work on them. So they're real problems. They also have real customers. Every single one of these, it wasn't an academic exercise. You saw, here's real customers that do it, because the single necessary and sufficient condition for a business is a paying customer. If you don't have a paying customer, you don't have a business. And so we really focus on that, and they've all done that, as you saw, and they integrate that. The next thing is they're real entrepreneurs. These are not some kind of academic entrepreneurs. They are doing the real thing. And if you look at some of our alumni are here, and I'll point you to page 66, we did a quick study to show what happens to these people afterwards. And you hear, that, oh, most entrepreneurial ventures fail. 75% of these companies these student teams become real companies, and they still exist today, 75%. By the way, just a little note, if the CEO is female, 90% of them still exist. They've raised over $150 million. So for we do give them some money. We don't take an equity stake in any of these, but we give them some money, $20,000 over the course of the summer. We give them $2,000 per student per month. All that money that we put in is matched by $40 already. And these companies aren't even out there. One was just announced up in Boston, it raised $21 million, Spice Kitchen, that was in just 2 years ago. So these are not only real problems, real customers, real entrepreneurs. These are real companies, and hopefully you'll step in and help support them. And whether the companies succeed or not, quite honestly, that's not our goal. Our goal is to produce entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs will produce multiple companies. We're not focused so much on the individual fish as teaching them how to fish. And Lord knows the world needs more entrepreneurs, just like these young people. So I want to thank Wilmer Hale again for hosting us tonight. I want to thank Fred Wilson for coming out. I want to thank all of you for coming out. And we have a lot of financial supporters beyond Wilmer Hale. Is Gary Bergstrom here? Is Gary here? I didn't see him. Mark Sanino. Mark, are you here? We have Gaetan Bonhomme. He was up at Boston. Anonymous, thank you very much. We had 2 Sigma Investments and Samsung Next. And any of you that are willing, I would love to talk to you about supporting this program. We want to stay in New York. We got to our number this year, but we would actually like to stay here, not just over the summer, but on an ongoing basis. So if you can help us, please, I guarantee you every dollar will go to the students, and you can see what kind of impact it comes here. I could not be prouder of these students myself, and so I give it everything. People say, you must love your job, and I don't think it's a job at all. I think I'm so honored to be able to work with these young people. So that's it. Thank you all for coming out. Please go see the students.